Yo, yo, yo. Hello, hello. Can you just speak?
Hi, I'm here and I'm ready to start stuttering and freeze in front of the camera. Oh my god, there's a senator. He's like super old. I think he's the senator of Florida. He's gone viral. Like, he'll go up for a conference and he like freezes.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, I'm gonna
more
be
than
him.
once?
I'm gonna be like, yeah, like Q just sent me another video. It happened twice already. His assistants would like go up to him. They're like, "Are you okay?" And like he's literally frozen like this. Like, how embarrassing.
I thought it was right after Mitch McConnell, right?
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know it happened more than once.
I'm like, this old man need to like take a break and like get away from
His
politics.
face is so funny.
He
I'll
looks
put it right here.
dead. Like, he literally looks like a skeleton.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like that though. I'm gonna be like, hi, this is Melissa.
They have the oldest people running the country. It's fucked up.
Right. Like, what the hell? Like, Biden can't even walk.
Comprehension. Yeah, he's always
Right.
falling.
He can't even think about what he's trying to say. He starts like daydreaming. His mind goes off somewhere.
We're gonna get canceled.
Perfect. Right.
So who are you voting for this next election?
Whoa. Let me leave.
I don't know who the
Politics.
candidates are. All right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the PDP. It's your boy Pops Prince, and today we got a very special guest, very consistent artist. You might have seen her at your local pop-ups. She's a graphic designer, small business owner, all-around creative. She makes all sorts of stuff. She just gave me a bandana. Let's give it up for Melissa, aka NOBADFRUIT. Yeah.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Thank you.
This is my first podcast /
Ever?
interview, so
Yeah, I hope
it's
there's
a big
more.
deal.
We'll get the ball rolling. Do you think you'll want to do more podcasts in the future? Like, if people ask you? Or
I feel like what I've heard from other people is that it's like addicting. Like, when you get like a tattoo, you want to like keep doing more.
Yeah.
Like, I hear that all the time and I'm like, why? Like, literally, I was just telling you earlier that like I feel weird because I'm having a regular conversation with you, but there's a camera right in front of us. So like, I don't know if I'm gonna feel like that, but a lot of people say it's like addicting. So who knows? Who knows
maybe.
if people even, are interested enough to want to ask, like, have me as a.
I'm sure.
Awesome.
I feel like the difference between artists, as far as like musicians and creative artists, is that you can't really see their personal side. So this kind of breaks that fourth wall.
I think that's an important thing for sure. Like, some people like very like hidden behind their account, and I'm like, I wonder why.
Yeah, they got something to hide.
Yeah.
Or like artists who wear masks. Like, and
Right.
they never want to
Or
show
like
their
their
There's nothing wrong
personal
with that,
life or background doesn't match their art, is like what I assume. It's like, what do you, which is fine. Like, you can make a ton of brands or a ton of like accounts, but at least they should tie back to you, be like pretty authentic.
Where are you from? Where are your parents from? Like, what ethnicity are you?
I am Mexican.
Okay.
I do have some Black, Native American, and Filipino
Wow.
in my blood. So I don't know. I feel like a lot of people tell me I don't look full Mexican. I don't know how to take that, but I'm like, I consider myself Mexican American.
Yeah.
Both my parents were, out of all their siblings, they're the youngest, and they were the only ones born in America. So all of my uncles and aunts were from Mexico. But my family and I am from San Diego, California. So
crazy.
Southern California. Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Dude, you're not the first. I think like
I thought you were like a Chicago person.
the past 2 weeks, like two of my other friends that I've known for a while, they're like, wait, you're from there? I'm like, what the, like, I feel like genuinely, I feel like I don't give off like I'm from Chicago. Like, and I know like the way I speak is one of them. I always get pointed out, like, well, not always, but some people are like, where are you from? You don't sound like you're from Chicago. So
Do you have like a Valley Girl accent? Or how does that?
Literally, Valerie from that
She
works
does, like,
with
makeup?
Luis. No, the tattoo artist.
Oh, yeah.
I got it tatted from her the other day, and she was like, yeah, you have that Valley Girl voice. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, that's not a good thing. I don't want to be a Valley Girl, but
It's
but
funny.
whatever.
So
Yeah,
when
I
did
think-
you guys move to Chicago?
So my family's still over there. I moved out here. I moved to Aurora actually for school. I moved in 2015. So, you know, I was like looking for what school to go to. I was deciding on like the big decision of should I go to an art school that just specializes in that, or do I go to a regular university and continue to play soccer? So I got a really good scholarship from Aurora University.
For soccer?
Yeah, for soccer and education. So I was like, dude, might as well, like, I'm never like, I don't want to play like rec league. So I was like, let me keep playing at a collegiate level and like a really competitive level, because I didn't want to stop playing soccer after high school. So, and then when I was looking, I was like, Chicago's like not too far and it's a huge art scene. So I was like, you know, I'm getting like the best of both worlds. So I went there for school. I got my undergrad and then my master's there. And I've been in Illinois since. Like, I'm like always missing home, but this is home now. So
do you go back to San Diego?
I try to go at least once a year. Like, it's funny because my dad loves coming up here, and oh my God, he's crazy. He loves to drive too. Like, he will drive from California up here, and I'm like, dude,
old Hispanics really.
Yeah, he like loves what is it, Route 66, and he's like, look at all these like attractions and stuff, and I'm like, dude, like, let me just like buy you a ticket, or let me go over there, but we'll kind of like switch off on like if I go over there, or if he comes over here. So
that's awesome. And growing up, you always knew you wanted to be an artist?
Yeah. So I feel like I definitely got that from my dad. My dad is really artistic. We have furniture that he made like in high school, like still to this day in the house.
Like wooden?
Yeah, wooden. So he's done that. He was into like architect and like landscape design. So like he used to show me like some of his blueprints of like buildings that he used to like draw out. And he is like pretty good at like, I would say like sketching, not like drawing, I guess. And he's like, he can get his concept out for sure. And like you can really like see what he's trying to mean. And then just like, I think he's just like outgoing and like able to try new things, like gardening too. I got from him, cooking, and I feel like there's an art behind that too. So I feel like you know, I got it from him. But I've always been drawing since I was little. Like me and my two brothers would like play a game of like, we all three had paper, and like you would start and you would say one thing, so we would all draw it, and then I would say something and you had to add it to that drawing. And then we would go around, like, and we would just all be drawing. But I loved that. I always wanted to play. And I'm like, bringing paper. And I'm like, let's play it. And they're like, no, like, I'm tired of that game. And I'm like, no, like, come on. And then I was like, well, I'm not going to play by myself. And then after a while, I was like, well, shoot, I could play this by myself. I could just draw, you know? So, yeah, I always drew, like, growing up. And then I actually sold my first, like, piece, like, in, I think it was, like, late elementary or early middle school. And like from there on, I was like, dude, I can like keep doing this. You
sold it to like a random person? Or
it was like one of my parents' friends.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were hooked.
I was like, dude, money? Like, let's go. Like, yeah. So it was pretty cool.
Crazy. And then since then you started NOBADFRUIT in 2020?
Yeah.
Where would you say like that concept or idea originated from? Like,
definitely from home. Like, I think it, you know, hits
gardening.
Home for sure. Like, I think the gardening part for sure. Like, I got all that from my dad's mom. So that grandma, she grew like everything. And then she had like a rose garden. Like, they lived on a avocado ranch actually. So we used to like travel all over there. But yeah, it was mainly that. And then just like not having, you know, everything you want to eat at home, and like being really like, my parents were always telling us like, if you don't like what I make you, like you cannot eat today type of thing. It's like funny as that is, it's like that's a for real like eye opener. It's like, dang, like that's rude, mom, but it's like, oh shoot, like she's being for real. Like there's nothing else to eat, you know. So
my dad has a saying. He's like, deja el burro al sol. So it's like, okay, like if you don't want to drink or if you don't want to eat, like starve them long enough, and then they'll come back.
Yeah. For real. And it literally was like that. There's some stuff that she would make and I'm like, ew, this is so gross. But I'm like, and I'm like crying eating it or whatever. Or
Yeah.
like what we used to always do, like if like, okay, my mom used to make liver and like it looked like regular, like, you know, steak.
Like steak or something?
Yeah. And
What's the Spanish word for liver? I don't think I've ever had liver.
I don't
I gotta look
remember
it up.
actually. But I mean, for the most part, I
Wait,
guess
was it good though?
no.
Oh,
Absolutely not. Like, and like, I don't know. I guess like we never knew, like even cooking it, like I guess you couldn't smell it, but like the minute she puts it, the plate right in front of you, you're like, oh my God, like I'm not eating that. I know exactly what that is. And she'd be like, no, it's like regular, you know, carne, and like just eat it. And we're like, no, mom, like you can't trick us anymore. So like all the time, I remember like we would just be handing it off. Like I would throw my meat onto like my brother's plate when she wasn't looking. Like we would try to get rid of it fast because we were just like, I'm not eating that. But I mean, again, like it's not like we were picky growing up, but we were just always reminded, like, you know, whatever we had enough money for, we bought, and that was it. Like you can't be asking for, I don't know, any of those like microwavable meals that you saw on TV that was like, you know, like with the tray with like the different like, no, they were
but they
like,
never let us get them. Yeah. So that's where it came from, like not wanting to waste food or not being able to waste food.
Yeah, I think I wanted to show my experience growing up of like throughout the years, like throughout like middle school and high school, it didn't really affect me. Like I think at that time of my life, I was kind of just like annoyed at my parents, like dang, like my friends can have whatever, right? But I think it was until college time that I saw that like a lot of college students, for one, eat whatever because, you know, we're broke at that time. But then I think like my 2 later years in college, like when I was actually in a house with housemates, there was just so much food going to waste. And I feel like it was bothering me. And like even going to restaurants, I saw that. In the cafeteria at school, I saw that. Like everywhere I turned, I felt like it was a thing, you know, and like people were just kind of putting it under the rug and not really addressing it. And it's like, I don't know if you know, but like a lot of restaurants are not allowed to hand their food off to the homeless or things like that. Like that's their policy.
I used to work at Panera and we used to throw out so much shit.
Dude,
at the
exactly.
End of the night.
And I think now they're part of, so there's like certain apps like globally that will let you know if a restaurant will give you like their leftovers at the end of the day. And I think Panera's on there now, but back then it wasn't. Like they had a ton of food.
Yeah, that was like 5 years ago. It was at least like 36 paninis and all these baked goods. They just
5 coffee cakes and 4 muffins.
Cookies. So then why fruit specifically? Because you could have been no bad food.
Yeah,
technically.
That doesn't sound good. No, but I picked fruit because it is the number 1 food category in the pyramid that gets wasted the most.
Oh, fire.
So produce in general, like vegetables and fruit, but who likes vegetables? So I just stick with fruit. So that's
nice. Yeah, I love it. I think you have a really cool message. And my girl Aurora, she was actually like, I wonder if she's ever been like vegetarian or vegan. Like, have you ever tried?
I would never do that. I would never do that. I love meat too much. I love chicken, definitely.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It's like it's like kind of the opposite of me with the pig, because I kind of stopped eating pig because I didn't want to go against my mascot. And you have fruit, so you can't like I don't know. You kind of have to eat meat. But
that would be like me not eating fruit then. Like I don't want to eat them if that's like my little family.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I would never be able to do that.
I love how you give them like their own little story or like their own. Yeah, it reminds me of Sausage Party. I don't know if you've ever seen that one.
But we like, literally saw that again like the other day.
And they just put it on Netflix. I want to see it again.
That's why.
Does it remind you of your art?
When I saw it, like, I don't know how many times I've seen it. It was probably the second time, probably. That'd be weird if you, like, keep rewatching that movie. But,
it's dark. It's
only if you know, like, that's freaking weird. But
and a douche.
Right. Oh, my God. Dang, what was the question?
Like, I guess just if that movie reminded you of your art.
Oh, right. When I was watching it, I felt, like, inspired, like, and I've always thought of it when I first started this brand was like I could really see my characters as like a cartoon show, or maybe not a movie because it's not, the longevity's not there really, but like a show or a cartoon I think would be cool. So when I was watching that movie again, I was like, dude, because their animation's not that bad either on that movie, but you know, I think mine would look better probably. So
we need the
yeah.
sequel. You got
the sequel the same way. That would be so weird.
I mean, what I took from that was like it was very about religion, no? I think
what
that movie, because it was
about religion.
Because
are you serious?
They were looking at it like I can't wait to get eaten. Like that's gonna take me to like a happy place. And
wow, that completely went over my head.
Really?
I'm gonna start.
I gotta
asking
watch it again.
People now
but
to see if they.
That's what I got
that.
from it, and then like, because I know, is it Seth Rogen?
Yeah.
He's an atheist, so I thought that's what.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, so he was kind of like.
But like that's.
Like dying his neck.
Yeah.
Always. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I did not think of it like that at all. It's too drastic of a theme in the movie to think that, I feel like. But you could be right. Who knows?
So going back to like your home life, was your dad always supportive of your like choice? Or like, I don't know, me having immigrant parents and they always pushed back and wanted me to get like a real job. It wasn't the case. Like he was cool with you being creative and pursuing art.
Yeah, I would say yeah. It's so weird when I get asked that because for sure all my siblings and my parents were really supportive. But at the same time, I feel like I never knew exactly how they received in my art or the fact that Meli does art. Like I would show them and they'd be like, "Oh, cool." Right? And then like I mean, I wasn't doing shows in high school. And I don't know. I think like they would see me do commission. I was a commission-based artist for like the longest.
Okay.
I think they were just like, wow, like you're cool, but you're good. But like, I don't know if they were like thinking like, wow, she's going to get somewhere or that's trash, but I'm totally lying to her. Like, I don't know what they were thinking, but to me, at least like face to face, they were supportive. I think it wasn't until I started this brand that I really saw like my dad sends me money for my brand. He's like, use it to buy your next product or use it to make more prints. And I really am very fortunate that he's like that. But at first, like I felt like they were just like, yeah, okay, Meli draws, but they didn't think I was gonna make something of it, you know. So I think, you know, in a way I am proving that this could be a thing to them.
That's cool. I hope more people are like that, and like me, especially me with like Lucas. I want to support him and whatever he wants to do. So do you ever want to have a show out there, like a San Diego?
Heck yeah. I do have friends, like artist friends out there, but they're not really like visual art like me, like or even digital art. Most of them are like rug making. One of them is like they use she uses the thread and like the fabric, but she does it in a very abstract way where it's like hanging and it looks like a waterfall type of thing. Like it's very abstract with the yarn. And then I have a bunch of friends that are like clothing brands, but no one in my like area, I guess. But I would totally want to do it. And I think I could definitely, but it's so weird because as much as I, you know, always think about home and still, you know, talk to family and some friends out there, like I feel like I'm not really growing my brand out there, you know, and I don't know if it's just me. I'm not focused on like spreading it, but it's just, I just feel like it's not as impactful right now.
Samrock kind of touched on that in the last episode where he was kind of saying that he had to leave his hometown to because it was too easy over there or something. He felt like it was more of a challenge over here in Chicago. Like there's a lot of creatives in Chicago, but I think we also all support each other too. Like you did my pop-up back, what was that, like 2021?
In your warehouse or the shoe store?
The shoe store.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 2021 I think.
Yeah.
Dang, that's so long
I feel like
ago.
we built like a nice little community and like people let us know about shows and stuff.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, I don't know if I would say it's easy back home. Like, I feel like it's just a different scene. Well, I don't know. I guess because I haven't personally dived into that art scene over there, I don't know. But from just looking from the outside in, I don't think it's that different. I think there's a lot more like growing from the dirt out here, I think, than over there. But I'm not saying like there's a ton of, you know, hoods over there. It's rough over there. You know, and I think there is similarity with like certain Chicago communities, but I don't know. I think it's just a different lane, you know, like especially when you think of like LA is so different than Chicago. So, like San Diego definitely is different from LA for sure, but different from Chicago. I think there's different art scenes everywhere for sure.
How many pop-ups would you say that you've done total? If you had to like count.
Dang. I wouldn't say that many, honestly, but
really?
yeah. I mean, enough to make me tired. I'd be tired and like wanting a break, but that's good.
We just
I'm
recently
happy that I'm
did
busy.
like the vision vocal one. That was like
Dude,
a
yeah,
month ago. That was really cool.
I loved
really
that
cool.
venue. That venue was really nice.
Yeah, all the dog like pictures and
Right.
stuff. It was really cool. Yeah.
I forgot about that. And like the photo booth and like the parking area. Yeah. But dang, I would say I'll just put 20.
20?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Because
That's a
I
lot.
actually started last year. Like I've already hit 3 years on my birthday on the 17th. But I technically started vending last year. So
do you consider it like you mentioned like you call it your brand. So would you consider it like a clothing? I don't know how to describe it. Because I've had such a hard time trying to categorize my art and my clothing and trying to like separate the two. Like I just started pushing like palpable. Like I just gave you those socks. So I wanted to be able to separate the two. But do you think you'll put, because you made totes, you just dropped totes, right?
Yeah.
And then the bandanas, I don't know.
Apparel.
Isn't that considered
like
apparel?
an
That's
accessory,
apparel, right?
Yeah. For sure. And I've done a shirt. I did a shirt like way in the beginning when I first started. I definitely wouldn't consider myself a clothing brand for sure. And I think a lot of people were pushing that. They're like, oh, you should make shirts or you should make sweats or whatever. And I think it's cool. But like, first of all, the clothing scene is like so competitive.
Yeah.
I think, you know, that's for sure hard. You're already putting yourself in a market where there's other competitors. And then 2, I personally just want, like, I feel like I made a new market when I made my brand. Like, it's so different and it's a good thing, but also I don't want to like be complacent. Like, I know there's going to be competition soon in my like realm, but I don't know. I just want to make more unique items, I guess. Like, when I think about my brand, I want to make like lifestyle items and products that people can buy and put in their home. Like, one of the goals that I want to reach is make like produce storage bins or like containers or like Tupperwares. So like, you know, that's, people are using that for years probably, you know, or like maybe even a chair or maybe like a fruit bowl where you can put your fruit at, like things like that. I don't want to call it mainstream, but just, I don't want to go in that realm. I'd rather just do like more things that, you know, people can actually have no bad fruit in their lifestyle of like not wasting food.
What's that called? Like novelty items or not really? There's a word for that, but just like household, like staple pieces. Yeah, I like that. I like to dabble into like house stuff too. It's just like grinders and coasters. I made hangers before, but
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there's definitely something special about your brand as far as like the cause and what it means. Do you ever I don't know, like when I do groceries, we always end up wasting so much because we forget about the stuff that we put in the back of the fridge.
Terrible.
I know, it's like bad.
No, I'm kidding.
But do you have any like tips or like grocery I don't know, hacks that like
pre-prep groceries?
So we could reduce that.
Yeah, for sure. There's a ton. For one, make a list. So you go strictly
for what you need,
only for that stuff. Not, oh my god, I love all this other stuff, I'm gonna add it, and then you don't get what you wanted or what you needed. First, like, make a list. I forgot what it's called. It's like later now strategy type of thing, where like you organize your fridge where you purposely put the stuff that expires later on in the back.
It's like first in, first out.
Yeah. So I mean, I feel like, you know, at least for me, I try to do that, and it helps me all the time. Like, I'm not perfect as well, but like, you know, it's a matter of like making small changes that like really, you know, adds up later on. It makes a big difference. So I would say do that. And I'm always sharing stuff on my Instagram too, like if people want to check that out, like, you know, just simply knowing how long things last as well. Like, I feel like, you know, bananas for most people will last like 3 to 5 days. If you know that, and you're not going to eat it like right away, or you're the type of person that doesn't buy them green, like, you know, just accommodate to like when you buy the groceries, or maybe you're gonna have to take another trip just because you don't want to buy the bananas right now, but maybe you'll eat them like at the end of the week. So maybe you'll go like at the end of the week to buy the bananas. So things like that. Having like proper storage as well. Like plastic is just like asking for like trouble for the most part. If you don't like, you know, if you have like lettuce or any greens, like it's really important to have like a paper towel in there because it gets so moisturized in there. So like you want the paper towel to like absorb that, and then you just have to kind of like be changing it every once in a while so they don't go bad. So I would just say like mainly make a list and have some willpower to not buy other stuff that you don't need. But yeah, I think that alone will make a big difference for sure.
Nice. Yeah, that's gonna help a lot. I'm gonna definitely do that.
Like taking notes.
So where do you see the brand like in 5 years, or yourself as an artist? Let's manifest it.
I would say 3 to 5 years. I mean, the overall goal is to only work for myself. I don't, you know, I have a regular job as a multimedia artist, which is fun. Like, I love it. I love marketing. I love communications. I love design. But, you know, I don't want to work for anyone.
Yeah. You want it to like pay for itself. And
yeah, like like everyone, whenever I say that, they're like, well, you know, you're going to have to like work hard, like, you know, work harder. You're going to have to like soon get a team and things like that. And it's like, that'll be fine. Like, I'll be okay with that. I just don't want to like go by someone else's rules or like their time and all that stuff. So definitely I think that's the ultimate goal. And I think the next thing would just be I don't have any like tangible goals, I guess, but like overall I just want to keep making a difference. Like, I get so happy when people love my message and my mission. Like, I think right away people are gravitate towards my graphics and design because it's, you know, it's cute or it's relatable or colorful or whatever, or even funny. But like the minute they like read my mission or, you know, I talk to them, they ask me more about it, they like their faces brighten up, and it just gets me so happy because like usually, you know, this topic is so like pushed under the rug or ignored, or people are like, it's not a big deal. Like, you know, how am I gonna make a difference if I, you know, eat all my food but the next person doesn't? Like, it's that mentality that we all like, all 1 billion, however many billion people live on this earth, like, you know, if we all just internally think like that, it'll make a difference. So I think like my overall goal is just to keep like making a difference, like connecting with people that, you know, even like with you, like just telling you what's a better way to go grocery shopping. Like, if I could just help someone have like a small change in their habit of buying food or eating food, like I think that would just make me happy, honestly. So
do you see yourself like taking on more commissions in the future, or do you kind of just want to live off your own personal art, or like how do you balance how many commissions to take?
So I actually don't do any commission for my brand. A lot of people ask me that, like, oh, can I get like myself as a pineapple or something? Yeah, like I actually did. Okay, so I did one, and that was the only one. My print, for my brand, but I hated it, and so it's the one, I don't know if you remember, but it's there are 2 pineapples on a motorcycle, like with the horizon in the back, like a sunset. Yeah,
didn't you use that for something else, or that was a commission? You didn't use it on stickers?
No, that was the like original print. Okay, but that one, the girl hit me up and was like, I love this. My boyfriend rides a motorcycle and like, you know, I'm always riding on it with him. Can you make it look like us? And I was like, how the hell do I do that? Like,
Interesting.
like what, you got a birthmark or like something that you want me to add on there? Oh, that's what you did too, huh? And then
no, that's crazy. I wanted to bring that up. So Melissa was actually the first person that ever like caught or like noticed that I put all my birthmarks on my characters.
That was, yeah. I don't know how I noticed that, but I was like, that dot right there.
Do you do
is
it to
not
your fruit too? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I would feel weird if I like made myself a fruit. Like I feel like, so okay, wait, let me go back to the other story. She asked me if I can change it from Jordans or, you know, Nike to Converse. So I changed it to Converse and I gave it to her, and you know, she paid me and everything, but I was like, nope, never doing that again. Like,
because you had to compromise your art.
Yeah, and I was like, ugh. Like I love Converse too. I think that's the Valley girl in me is like Converse for sure on the West Coast, but I was like, I don't like changing it. Like it just didn't look natural. So that's the first and last one that I'll ever do. But back to the birthmark, I don't think I would ever submerge myself with the fruit, just because I like to use the word us and we a lot in my posts, and I feel like a lot of people think that the brand is like me and some other people.
Yeah, like you have a big team.
Yeah, and I'm like, nope. Like I reference all my fruit characters as like my family. So like I feel like I'm like the caretaker of them.
That's
so like
awesome.
I feel like I don't need to submerge myself as a fruit because I'm like chilling with them already. Like so like in my mind, like maybe that's how like the show would go, is like, you know, I'm in the show and then they're like animated, like walking on the table or something, like life size fruit or something.
You gotta like write the script and stuff. Right. You probably have already thought about it.
No. No. But right now when I said that, I thought of, okay, this is so funny. The SpongeBob movie, when they get dried up, before they get dried up, but they're like walking in that shell store.
Yeah. And then they have
that's how I like
hand.
Yeah, that's how I like pictured it. Like they're just like walking along like real life furniture and
that's
stuff.
Awesome.
But who knows?
You got to do that with like claymation or something. Or how did they?
Dude, that's intense. That's hard. I see all those like Tim Burton videos, and they like click the camera, move, and then they keep repeating it. I'm like, that's too much.
What are some artists that you look up to or inspire you?
I think going to school, like getting my bachelor's in art, helps me like appreciate history a lot.
Oh shit.
So I do, and I feel like that's not common.
You got it just for art or like graphic design?
My bachelor's was fine arts and psychology.
Wow.
Because I actually originally wanted to do art therapy. I wanted to work with cancer patients that were kids, like kids with cancer. But then I realized how much schooling I had to do for psychology. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. So I like shifted, and I took a bunch of marketing and business courses, to the point where I could have like tripled majored in them, but I was just like, I don't want to stay longer for school. So I have my master's in business admin.
Wow.
So it's been helping me with my brand for sure. Like, you know, some people say that school doesn't help you or whatever, but like I've been slowly applying some things. So like, you know, I think it was worth it. But I think like learning about art history has been like really inspiring. Like, you know, because history repeats itself. So like nothing is like one of a kind, really. So I think, you know, a lot of like, whether it's contemporary or classical, modern, like all the different eras, I feel like I've gotten some inspiration. But I think for like Chicago artists, I definitely would say like Scent Rock was one of my inspos, which was really like amazing to be able to be in his gallery for that last show. So I would say him. I really like King Rello with his like, and it's so funny because I feel like they're both different. Like Scent Rock's more, you know, street art, murals and stuff like that, and more like
digital.
Yeah, and like, and but the thing that they're like really similar on is like they're really, they show off their community really well in their own way, or their like background at least. And I just like the way they both move with their brand, like the items they make, the events and shows that they have, the aesthetic of like how they, you know, lay everything out. Like I feel like my brand can kind of like be compared to them in a way. Like nowhere near, the same, but like I feel like, I think No Bad Fruit has potential to be, like I think we can have our own studio, or like we can really have some cool dope like figurines that are like, 2 feet tall or
Yeah.
something like King
Like a grocery
Rolo.
store. You should have your own grocery store. That'd be cool. Like a grocery / art toy.
Or just like a produce store. That'd
Produce,
be cool.
yeah.
I don't know about a whole grocery store, but
Well,
yeah.
because the difference is like they carry like other stuff, right? Like bread, groceries, and produce.
Yeah.
It's 2 different. Okay.
Is there produce stores? I don't know
I
if
remember
that's even
like
a thing.
running. Sometimes I like jogging when I'm in different states, and I go to.
When you're jogging in different states.
Yeah,
States. That sounds so
like
funny.
in New York.
Okay.
They have like a lot of just fruits and vegetable stores, if I'm not mistaken. Would that be considered
cool.
produce? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen one in Chicago.
Yeah.
You've never seen one ever?
Yeah, I don't think so. I've seen like stands outside.
In Colombia, they have them. I don't know if you've been to Mexico.
Or maybe Mexico, actually.
Yeah.
I can't remember. It's been a while since I've been there.
Is an avocado a fruit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know all the facts. I was just asking.
And a pumpkin is too.
And a pumpkin.
That's funny.
Yeah, before this, Melissa gave us a nice little baby basket, spooky baby basket.
Yay for Aurora.
Halloween is right around the corner. It's crazy.
Wait, do you have a name for the little one?
Yeah.
Have you shared it or no?
Yeah, so I haven't shared it on this podcast, but I could say it, I guess. It's Galileo. So we wanted like something not common, and I like his story. He challenged, like, I guess he was a philosopher who challenged like the Catholic Church, and basically they were convinced that the earth was the center of the universe, but it's the sun.
He was like, dummies, like, you're wrong.
Yeah, it was like Copernicus, I think I said it right.
Dang, you know.
He was like the one who like proved it. No, he's the one who like made the theory, and then the Catholic Church tried to like they arrested him, they put him on house arrest and stuff, then Galileo made like a book that proved it. And
did that guy get out of?
He got in jail too. No, I think
That's crazy.
I think Copernicus like died at home or something. Like he was just on house arrest, and it's just crazy how the Catholic Church like controlled the world at one point.
Dude, they still do.
Damn near, yeah.
For sure. But that's cool. There's a lot of like
historical names.
Like, no, I meant like potential, I guess, with that name.
Oh yeah, it might be a lot of pressure, but we'll see.
But it's like good pressure. I feel like he can like. I don't think you'll hold it to him where you're like, I named you because of this.
You gotta be great.
But at the same time, like if he hears that story, whenever he's down, maybe he can be like, I came from this, so I could do whatever. That's cool. That's a cool name. That's very different.
This is too personal. I might cut this out. But have you ever thought like, do you want kids? Or?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
You have a big family? How many siblings do you have?
I have 3 siblings.
Okay.
So we're 4. I'm the 3rd out of 4.
Nice.
Which is weird because it's girl, boy, and then it's 3 years, 5 years, 3 years apart. But yeah, right now is not the time, but I do want kids. I don't know. I feel like a lot of my like my tios and tias, like their families, I don't know what you would call it, but my outside families.
Extended, yeah.
My extended families tend to have like 4 kids. And I feel like 4 has always like resonated with me. And I would love to have as many kids as possible. I think like having a little gang with me, like passing things on to them would be really cool. But looking at prices to things, like just the cost, like hurts me. But I mean, for sure.
Yeah. There's like a saying that the baby, it's like, Aurora said it the other day. She said the baby comes with its own money or something. She said it in Spanish. It sounds better in Spanish. Like
you're like, get to work.
No, just like it comes with its own blessings.
Like, for sure. Just like anything in life, anything good will have, a downfall on it. But I honestly, like, yeah, I wouldn't mind. I mean, I think I have me and my, my boyfriend have a really good support system where I think if it happens, if I want 4, like, it'll like, I think, we keep our heads high, and like, I think we figure things out. So I think if I wanted it, like, I think it would be good, but I can't like stop thinking about like when they need a car, when they go to prom, when they graduate, school for college, like all of that stuff.
That's
is
all like later stuff.
I
though.
know, but it's
Yeah.
like it's gonna come at some point, you know.
True.
But
yeah, Lucas just started first grade. So
that's so exciting.
that was a cool little thing that happened this week. So yeah, you and your partner, you also have done a lot of work for the Ghetto Flower, right?
Mm-hmm.
How's that like having similar interests as far as like creatively? Me personally, I've always been the artist of the relationship, and like I feel like my girlfriend, she kind of is like at home, and like even right now, like she's at home while I'm recording a podcast, or like she can't really come to certain events if they're smoking and stuff. And,
Right. Yeah.
But you guys do pretty well like balancing and like dividing and conquering.
First, Aurora should be making those bags. I told her I would buy them if she made those. Those are so cute and amazing. But it's funny that and we always talk about it, me and Q, but when I met him, he had no like inch of like creativity in him.
You were the creative one.
Yeah, I mean, since I was little, you know, like I told you, I've been drawing like forever. I've done photography. Like when I was a commission artist, I did photography, oil paint, acrylic, graphite. I even did like knitting and crocheting. Like I made like dog beds. I made like blankets and like all types of stuff. And I always like to dip into different mediums. But when I met him, he had no creativity at all. And around the time that we, you know, got official was when Teo started the Ghetto Flower. It was in 2017. They had, I think it was their first item drop. I don't remember. I think it was, but they had these black and green long sleeves, and they didn't have. I think dang, I don't remember it clearly, but either they tried to do the photos or they were looking for someone, and I was like, let me do it, and like, cause I just saw
like
them
product pictures.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, you guys are like struggling, like I can help, you know. So that was the first time I like really, you know, dipped myself into the brand, and yeah, like he tried to do it, and as you know, as the years went on, I got him into photography. So he actually like he bought his own camera. He would use mine for everything. And during the time I was in some photography classes, and I was like, dude, I can't have you use it. Like I'm in school, you know, like that's priority. But, you know, I let him, and like, I think he's like for real, like grateful that I did that, because now, you know, at that point he was like in phases. Like he was like, oh my God, I love photography, or like, I'm so good at this. And like, you know, I'm like proud. I'm like, yay, like you're so creative now.
So
like
supportive.
Right.
Yeah.
And so like he dipped into that, and then I actually bought him a journal at some point, and I was like, because he writes everything on Post-its, and so the house was literally covered in yellow squares, and I'm like, dude, stop, like you need to get a journal. And like I don't know if he thought it was like girly, or like, you know, like I feel like girls be writing in journals more.
Aurora
but
has so many journals. It's crazy.
Dude, it's a problem. And so I bought him one. I was like, write your stuff in here. So everything is here to reference, and, you know, all your ideas and all that. And so he started sketching. And so, you know, he's getting better for sure at sketching and drawing out his ideas. So he got into that. And then now, like, he's into 3D sculpting and 3D printing. So I'm like, who's more artistic now? Like, but I'm so happy, like I was able to like bring that out of him. So, you know, I feel like everyone has that in them, but they don't know until they, you know, go out and like try things. So yeah, that was like the first time I like dipped myself into the Ghetto Flower. But it's cool. Like I think we definitely bounce off each other when it comes to things. Like I feel like I am good at like asking for advice, but I feel like there's a lot of times where I don't ask, because I feel like I already know like what I like, or I don't need anyone else to like give me advice on it. Like I'm gonna make what I make, and
it's also like two different not styles, but like categories.
Like exactly. And like, you know, music scene is so different from fine arts. So but it's weird because I know you probably have noticed it, but like they intertwine for sure. Like a lot of rappers,
especially at shows, like people want vendors, people want artists and musicians.
Exactly that. But I feel like, you know, you probably have been introduced to a lot of rappers, and they probably have bought your stuff. Like I feel like that has happened with me in the Ghetto Flower. Like, yeah, I don't know. I think, you know, just meeting people, they're like, oh, you're doing that brand. Like I've seen it before, and then they start like supporting me, but then like I listen to their music and I'm supporting them. So it's like I feel personally like those two like categories really like are together.
They mesh well, they combine. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Even like the fashion scene too, I feel like they kind of come into that.
I think the first time I met you was at the Superstar Experience with
when
Lewis.
they vended. Yeah, that
And
was their first vending show too.
Was that the first one?
Yeah, for the Ghetto Flower.
That's crazy. Yeah, I remember that. And then we made the calendar together.
Wait, was it?
This is a little bit after, but
I
think
remember.
That was my first. Or do you remember?
It was either that time. Yeah, it might have been because you had your interview with them after or before.
Where that guy was trying to rap, but he couldn't really rap.
Dude,
I'll never forget that.
Dude, that makes me crack up. Okay, because his name was
I don't know if we should.
His name was like something, and I can't remember the second part of his name. I call him every time I bring him up to Q because I crack up about him. I call him, but it's like something. It's like, boy, that's what it is, and I call him. Time like, dude, you remember what like? And he was like, yes, that was so embarrassing because you and I think someone else was there.
I brought my friend. He does not really in the creative scene.
Right, yeah. But I think they were having another interview too. I think. Or they just got finished. Oh no,
maybe they lined him up pretty well. Like I feel like, but
dude, that guy took like 8,000 tries. Yeah. I'm like, stop, dude.
I should have just jumped in and spit
right.
something.
You guys would have done way better. Freaking Drywall. Shout out to Drywall.
Man. So you mentioned commissions. I wanted to ask you, like, how do you pick who to? So you don't do it under No Bad Fruit, but you'll still do it. So you'll take commissions right now because I think you're doing a mural for a rug company.
Yeah, it's in Aurora. It's at the Fox Valley Mall. It's called Tufted Rug, but they're like I think Illinois' #1 or like best rug making class or something like that because there's one in the city.
Oh, is that where you went to make? Because you
yeah,
you
that's
went, like,
where I went.
Date,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so we tried it out over there, and then like yeah, honestly, so the owner is Keaton. Shout out to Keaton. Like, you guys should really connect with him. Like, he's down to earth and like really cool, and he's a young entrepreneur and owner of that store. But
is it done? Or are you still?
Oh no, I'm still working on it. But yeah, there's a place here in the city too. But I just felt like that one was better, and like the experience is like it's really good there. But yeah, it's almost done. I've been like lagging on it, but I've just had a lot like on my schedule that I
How many times have you gone back?
Probably like 10 times.
Yeah.
But like I don't stay that long when I'm there. I did a mural in high school. I've done 2 murals technically. So it's been so long, and like I'm not using spray paint or anything that's like quick. So
faster, yeah.
And also I need to like get out of it, and I know it's like my perfectionist part of my mind that like has been making me like stay there longer and not get it done. But
I think you have to like set the intention, like, all right, today I'm gonna finish, like no matter what.
Yeah.
Because we as artists, like we enjoy it, and like
I know
we could do it forever. You know? So it's like unless you like tell yourself like, all right, today's gonna be the day I'm done. Like then you'll finish it.
And it's really cool because so on the opposite side, he has his like best friend painting like the whole entire wall, and it's like a bunch of like 90s cartoons. But on my side of the wall, he's gonna like move the tables, and he's gonna have, because after every rug that the customer makes, he takes a photo of them and posts them.
Nice.
He wants my mural to be the background of that photo now. So, every photo will have that mural in it. So awesome. I'm like really excited, but yeah, I need to finish it. The last time I went, I was like on a roll. Like he was even like impressed. He was like, dang, you're going to finish it. I'm like, no, don't think that yet. I'm not done yet.
Do you charge him for the hour, or do you charge him like before and then however long?
I charged him for, I didn't do it per hour. I did it for just, I did like a whole group type of pricing. So I did that, and what's really cool with that is so he's paying me cash for the mural, and then he asked me what he wants to do is make like a lookbook, I guess, like when you go to like a tattoo store and like or a tattoo shop, and there's like options that you can choose from.
Yeah.
I forgot what it was called, but like that whole booklet, he wants to do that with some of my like fruits and characters.
Yeah.
Because he said that a lot of people come in like for a date and like they don't know what they want to make, or one person doesn't know because it was a surprise to that person.
Were you vending at the tattoo party at the studio? Or am I tweaking?
At Luis's studio?
No, at ours. Up in Skokie. Or was that just a regular?
Yeah, the tattoo
That was the
one,
tattoo
right?
party?
Yeah.
Like people were getting tatted that day? Or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
With because you had Connie and Luis.
Yeah.
And
did you get a tattoo that day?
No.
It
was a whole ass line. I couldn't even get in. Yeah, there was a lot of people. I think like by the time I was like, I think there was like 1 or 2 people in front of me, and it was like already like close to 1. I'm like, I'm leaving. Like,
but since then, like Connie tattooed you, right? You've had
she tatted me. Dang, when was that?
Because I think you were there the same day that Aurora got her sun and moon.
Yeah. So was that before the show?
I think that was after.
Okay. Yeah, after. Yeah, because I was there with my best friend, and
shout out Connie.
Aurora walked in, and I was like, what the heck? Yeah, shout out to Connie, for real. Yeah, she gave me this tattoo right here. It says art on my hand, and then a Kirby on my leg.
Wow.
So,
nice.
Yeah,
she let me like practice on myself. I did like a Blue Eyes White Dragon, but it's
dude, that's cool. You know, there's like tattoos that like last 3 years.
And just
they're like temporary, but like your body like absorbs the ink, like it's friendly for your skin, but it lasts 3 years. Isn't that crazy?
Would you do that? I feel like that defeats the purpose. I'd
be like, tattoo. No, yeah, give me the actual tattoo.
We've pretty much covered everything I wanted to ask you. What are you working on now, as far as like besides the mural? Right? Like,
yeah, the mural. I had that product that you're wearing right now.
Bandana. You still want to do model shoots, right?
Yeah. So I'll be I feel like, you know, some people have like messaged me, and because I had a question of like, guess what it was. Some people got it right, some people got it wrong. So it is a bandana. So I'll have that photo shoot coming up. Because they're actually debuting at Renegade, so that's what I've been like prepping for. I'm so excited. This has been like
what Renegade is.
Renegade is a craft show, pretty much like a craft fair. So there is over 400 artists there, and each artist will either get a 10 by 10 space, or you can get it shared. So I'm actually sharing mine with my girl Emily. She's the owner of Hard Pass Creative. I don't know if you've heard of
Chicago
her.
Too? Or is it a Chicago-based company too?
Yeah, it's an art brand. She has like clothing, cups, vases, prints, stickers, and all that. So we went halfsies on that. So yeah, we're gonna have like a decent sized booth.
Nice.
I'm so excited. It's 2 days long. Yeah, right. It's 2 days long. So it's actually next weekend. So September 9th and September 10th.
Do you know the area or address?
It's in Wicker Park. I don't remember the address, but yeah, it's in Wicker Park. So you honestly will not miss it. Like I'm pretty sure it's big. Like it's usually big.
No,
Renegade.
Okay, sorry.
We're all dressed up like freaking. No, Renegade. Yeah, it's fun, and it's free.
What's the date?
Yeah, it's free. The 9th and the 10th.
Oh shit!
So I'll be there all day. So please
this will probably drop
visit
before
me.
that. Yeah, so then people could go for sure. That's the weekend, Friday and Saturday.
It's Saturday and Sunday.
Nice.
Yeah, so it should be good. There's a ton of different vendors and artists. Like, you know, there's clothing, textiles, you know, digital. There's jewelry. There's literally everything you can think of. So it's really dope. It's really cool. They come to Chicago like 3 or 4 times a year, but they travel all throughout the nation. Like they go to LA, they go to Houston, they go to New York. I think they were just in New York actually, like the other week. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So you guys should come visit me.
Do you think Emily. Yeah. Do you think you'll ever have like your own event, or you want to do like vending events for a little while and then debut your stuff?
I don't like vending. Annoys me. I feel like I love it because I'm very social. Like I really like to verbally talk to someone firsthand and like in person and tell them about my brand. But vending, like, I mean, I'm sure you know, does get kind of like
tiring. Yeah,
it gets tiring, and like
You could only get rejected so many times. You
I'm dead. Literally though. But I mean, I don't think I've gone like that low, thankfully, knock on wood. But like, yeah, I just feel like it's like not a waste of time, because there's a lot, like, you can really make a lot of money, you can make a difference.
Yeah,
but I
can.
just like, I want something better or something different. But like 2022, that was the first year I started vending, and that was like my experimental year. So like, I was like saying yes to anything that was coming my way. And then this year I was being a lot more pickier on like where and like who, and what time and what day and things like that. There was probably like 2 that were like pitfalls that I didn't think it met my expectations, but the other ones were all successful. Like, I've been having a lot of blessings this year with my brand, thank God. But when it comes to vending, like, I don't know, I'm like iffy. It's a love-hate relationship, I guess. But for the long term, like you said, like for a show, I talked to Connie, I think it was last year, and she was like, if you want to do your own like show, I can help you like look for a place. I think it was before she did her Pokemon show.
Yeah. Legendary.
And so, right, yeah. And so I definitely do. And I feel like I don't know. I've been thinking about it. I'm like, do I wait till like my 5th year with the brand? Do I wait till next year where it's 4? Like, do I just do it any time of year? But I feel like I definitely need at least half a year to like, prep for everything and really like visualize what I want to show off, because I think there's a lot of like cool like interactive things that I can show off and
make it an experience. Yeah. So, I like that. I think both are necessary. I don't like the idea of a brand just starting out and expecting people to just understand it, and you kind of put in the groundwork, I feel like.
For sure.
You have like your community that will pop out.
True. And like also what I got like exposed to this year was like panel talking. I had an event which probably
with Adobe.
Yeah. Oh, I was just gonna bring it up. Like, that one was probably my favorite event this year. Like, we like, at least for me, I grew up using Adobe.
Or you watched it?
Yeah. Wow. So my friends at IGA, I think is how you pronounce it, AIGA. All my friends there, especially Nacho, she reached out to me and was like, Adobe's coming to Chicago and they want some designers to talk on the panel and present their stuff, but also how you use Adobe. And so there was only 2 designers. There was me and this other girl who does lettering. I think her name's Chelsea. She's really good. She makes like a ton of, you probably have seen her like postcards and stickers at the History Museum, like all the museums she has stuff at. But that one was really cool because like they had their whole thing of like the Adobe team would talk about the new features of like the beta for Photoshop and like how AI is in it now and all that stuff.
So, I actually used one for work.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I was able to expand the image larger. Like, I didn't have the background, but it kind of like generated the background.
He was showing that off too, and then like just regular AI stuff. I feel like it's so weird how AI is like
taking over.
Like a regular part of our lives now.
Yeah.
But they were going over that. They gave away like a ton of free stuff, and then they had us speak, and like pretty much I was able to present like a piece that I made specifically in Adobe Express, which is like compared to Canva.
Okay.
But it's for Adobe, and it's so much better because you can have all your stuff like within your files for Adobe if you use Adobe like that often.
I use Illustrator all the time now.
Dude, Illustrator and InDesign are like my favorite. But yeah, I was able to show off like a piece that I made, just like a little made up kind of piece. Like, I didn't use it to post or anything, but just to show like some of the tools I used. And then I talked about my brand, and then just showed like how I use the program. So like it was just so cool. And like the guy that spoke, he's in charge of showing off like all the new features for Adobe, he like started following me, and like he was like I talked to him here and there now, and like it's really cool. And then it was funny because like in the beginning of the event, it was like a mingle time where they had like hors d'oeuvres and like drinks and things like that. And I was talking, I'm like there alone, so I'm like, oh, hi, like, introducing myself and talking. And I made like my own little friend group before the presentation started. And then as the presentation started, or as it ended, I met up with them and they were like, why didn't you tell me like you were like part of this and you were going to present? And I was like,
they're like, that's the girl that was just hanging out with
yeah.
us.
And they were like, dang, like, who are you? And like, who are you? And like, how'd you even get that gig? And I'm like, I'm not like anyone big, guys. Like, and they were like, how'd you like, that's so amazing. Like, you're so cool and stuff like that. And I'm like, I feel blessed, that Nacho reached out to me for it, but like it was like a weird, like, people thought I was like a star because they went up to Chelsea too after the thing, so they went up to her and me, and I was like,
you feel like it's a sense of imposter syndrome or something? Or like, why don't you accept it and just be like, yeah, like I am the shit, and like it's like I feel like at some point you got to start like realizing like, yeah, I am that artist.
Dude, I hate that term so much.
Imposter syndrome?
Valerie brought it up to me too the
Tell
other
me,
day.
tell me. Why?
In my own lane, because everyone is in their own lane. I know I'm great. Like I get better each day or whatever. I'm growing, but I feel like I'm not like as big as people think I am. Like, and I think for sure one thing is like my following account, and I'm nowhere near like even you or like other artists where you guys have like 8,000 followers. Like I just hit 1,000 this year. But I think like that, the engagement that I get, like how many people I know, I think they just associate me with like, she's, one of them.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just feel like they like view me differently. Like, I don't know. Like it's not that I like degrade myself. Like I don't think I'm like terrible or like not even can be in the same room as you or Scent Rock or whoever, but I just feel like they, people looking from the outside in is always going to be different from how it really is. Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't really compare followers to the amount of, I think the more important thing is how many years you've been doing it, and you've done it for like 4 years, you said, right?
3 years.
Three. And all the venue events, like I think that builds experience. That's where I would say is more important.
I don't know.
I thought you had like a whole thesis on why imposter syndrome isn't like, is it like a toxic term now?
Like, I feel like, so I was just talking about this to Q because I brought up that Valerie said that because she was like, oh yeah, how was she was asking me about this year or whatever. And I was just telling her like, yeah, like these people were like acting like, I'm like something different. And she was like, oh, like you have imposter syndrome. And I'm like, they're getting tatted. And I'm like I'm laying down. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, no, I'm not. I don't think so. But I feel like when I think of imposter syndrome, I just think of it like something more internally. Like I have to view myself different than who I truly am. Like when someone else tells me that I have imposter syndrome just because I don't see like the same eye to eye with them, I feel like that's not the correct term to use. I don't know. I feel like it's something deeper, I guess. Like, I'm out here acting like I'm from Chicago. Like, that's not me. Like, I'm the Valley girl or whatever. Like, I'm always going to stay true to myself, know? Like, which is just so funny because people think I'm from Chicago. And I'm like, I feel like I stick out. But who knows? As long as I'm genuine, I think that's what, people probably feel like, yeah, you're cool.
That's real.
I don't know. I feel like I don't associate with that term, but I've been hearing it so much. And I'm like, I am humble, but like, I understand that, I know how good I am with my stuff. So
I think we just need to like accept that we are meant to be in these rooms and stuff. Like a lot of people, they feel like they don't deserve their blessings, and we have to accept them,
Yeah, for sure.
So this is the Proud Disappointed podcast. I ask all my guests the same thing. I wanted to ask you what's something that you're proud of, something that you're disappointed in.
Oh my God.
Try to think of maybe the last. I mean, you kind of talked about a lot of stuff that you're proud of, but if you could just give us one more.
I am proud that I was able to make the big move from California to Illinois by myself.
That was a flight or a drive?
Well, like when I accepted, the scholarship, my parents flew me in at the time. But then I needed a car. And then like when I was back home, me and my dad took a road trip up here in my car. But yeah, just being able to
Does he eat sunflower seeds?
Does he?
Yeah.
No.
I feel like that's a thing for like people who like to do road trips.
It's like a trucker thing. Oh my God. No, he's like, actually, no, he does.
I told you. See?
Oh my god, he does.
It
but
like
not
keeps
as
him
much.
awake. It keeps him awake because
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
it's
You
something
gotta
to do on
keep
the
like
road.
yeah. It's so funny.
Sorry.
No, he likes like granola bar, like all those like healthy
Yeah, that's
snacks.
good.
Whatever. He's definitely like I call him a caveman. Like he's like all about like outdoorsiness and whatever. But yeah, just being able to like move out here. I have no family and I didn't have any friends or family when I moved out here. You know, I was coming strictly for school.
No, that's like very brave of you.
It was a big culture shock for sure. Like luckily, like my school, Aurora University, like a lot of their sports teams were recruited from out of state. It's specifically from the West Coast because we kind of are more competitive than other areas of the US because we play year round.
Yeah.
So like, you know,
Do you still play?
No, not really. No.
But like you could fuck someone up if like you like organize a game.
Probably. I haven't touched the ball in so long.
Wow.
Like
Lucas is in soccer. He does it every week.
I did
He
see
goes out
that.
soccer
That's cool.
But
I love seeing that. I
he's
feel like
really
everyone
slow.
is in soccer when they're little though. But
yeah, I was.
that's cool though. You'll be that parent yelling at the games and stuff.
Yeah.
You'll be like, ref, what the hell?
I'm gonna be like kicking and screaming. Have you seen that movie with Will Ferrell?
Oh my god, Will Ferrell. That's on Netflix too, I think. Now. Oh my god. We just saw Get Hard too. That one's funny too. But
okay,
yeah,
so you don't play soccer anymore.
I probably school someone right now.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, I haven't in a while. But yeah, so luckily all my teammates, like literally all my teammates were from Texas, Nevada, Arizona, or California. So we were all kind of going through the same thing at the time. So we had each other only. But otherwise, if I didn't have them, I don't know how. I probably wouldn't be able to like stay here, to be honest. So I think I'd be proud of that for sure. It's just getting out of my comfort zone. I didn't expect for me to stay here the whole time, even after college. But, you know, now that I did that, I think everyone should be able to explore the world and get out of their comfort zone. Something that I'm disappointed in,
or something you wish you did like differently.
Dang, like a regret.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough. Don't say that.
Because
no regrets.
I think they make us who we are. I think they're very important. Like the theme here is like you always end up needing that. The same thing that you're proud of is the same thing that you're disappointed in, I feel like.
Dang, that was deep. Because putting that in the way of like the thing I just said I'm proud of, that'd be really sad. I'm disappointed in leaving California. No, I would say I'm disappointed in something that I would do different, I guess. Yeah, I don't like that word. That's something your parents tell you. I'm not mad at you. You're not in trouble, but I'm disappointed in you.
Oh my
god. No, would be just getting out more. Like I do feel like I support, you know, my art community.
Yeah.
I think I do a good job, but I feel like there's always room to do more. Like I just don't ever want like, and not that I really don't care what people think of me, but I feel like, you know, at least with my friends, like my art friends, I feel like, you know, I would want them to think that, you know, I'm always going to be there for them and like support them, and like whether I need to buy their piece or not, like at least I go to their show and things like that. Okay. So I feel like if I could just maybe go out more, because I wouldn't consider myself a homebody, but sometimes my couch be calling me all the time. Like I mean,
we're artists. We love to be home. I think that's what.
Right, but see, like
where our art
it's
gets made.
very weird because like I feel like I'm a very extroverted artist. I don't see a lot of people that are very social like I am. Like I think a lot of people are definitely open when it comes to their friends. You know, you're social with your friends, but like I can be social with like a stranger. And I feel like
that's unique for sure.
And I feel like a lot of artists are very introverted into themselves. So I feel like, you know, that's somewhere where I guess I lack is like, I just need to go out more. Well, not like that, but like I need to go out and support, you know, them more.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want to do that if I'm not getting that reciprocated, you know? So.
No, that's a good one. I think we often feel like we owe it to our artist homies to pop out to their events, but you could also support from home. I think sharing a flyer is important.
For sure.
And like, there's a lot of things that you could do from home that even my closest friends or like the people I grew up with don't support my like brand.
Dude, that's me. I mean? Like, I still have, you know, best friends back home in San Diego, but like, they probably don't know half the things I do. And
do you hold
like,
it
I'm not
against them,
mad.
though?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
But I think like, you know, right now I'm so like engaged a lot with this art scene that I think, you know, we should be like, and I don't know, because I do see it like you, where like a reshare is fine enough, you know, that's fine. But I don't know. Like I do feel like in a weird way there's a lot, like there are cliques in this art community, and like I feel like I don't gravitate towards one only. Like I kind of want to get along with everyone.
Yeah.
But I don't see that often. So I think, you know, I want to help out everyone and support them. But if I don't get that back, then I'll be like, okay.
That's real.
Like, yeah.
Right. Do you have anything you want to ask me? I should have asked questions on my Instagram, but today was so busy. I was running around so much. I got a haircut. I had to work.
So busy.
I picked up some new shorts and socks and stuff.
I saw that.
So check out my website, popsprints.com.
Or do you have those right now?
Yeah. Yeah, I have shorts and shirts and shirts. Yeah.
I want to buy one right now. If you're
let me know.
I would say like what has been like what would you say is one piece of advice that you would give, I guess, to someone at my level? I'm curious now how you would view me on like my status or like where I am in my art journey.
That's so funny because I asked Senrock the exact same question after the pod.
Oh really?
Yeah.
And so like I'm wondering.
I'm gonna share his advice and then I'll share mine. But
Okay.
he kind of said that I'm asking too much of people sometimes. I don't know if he directly said that, but I'm always posting stuff. I'm always posting products, and I'm always putting my links like, oh, shop with me, shop with me. But I'm not doing as much as I can to like offering things to people. Like, yeah, podcasts are free, so like this is kind of like
that's one
game.
way.
You know what I mean? But I've always wanted to make like YouTube videos and tutorials that could teach people how to do like Illustrator and Photoshop and the things that I think I have so much knowledge on anything artistically, but I'm not making like tutorials or YouTube videos. And that's kind of, I don't know, that's what I took from it, that I'm not giving enough or like just giving enough to the community. Just like asking for products and stuff. But so I felt like I had a similar year with you, like you, where you said you were just saying yes to everything. That was like 2021. For you, or because it was 2021 for me too. I think I
no 2022.
2022.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2021, I was saying yes to everything. I was like, I'm gonna have a show a month. I'm gonna just vend as much as I can. I ended up doing more than one shows per weekend and stuff. And I think it put me in like a vending category. Like how you said you're doing an event that has like 400 plus vendors. It's hard to stand out when you're in a flyer with 400 plus vendors, you know what I mean? So that's why I think I want a solo show from you. You're like, I want your event. But if you're already thinking about it, then you're already on. I want a solo show, No Bad Fruit show.
And I like going back to your vending, like this year, which is the second year I was vending, because the first year I didn't do any vending, but the third year, which is the second year of vending, I was a lot more pickier, but like I was considering what kind of event it was too, because like I feel like, you know, like your events were more, I guess, like street, like you had more people that were like street, into street and clothing and maybe even music.
And that's the difference, because it's like friends or people that are just trying to make money.
Right, because like other shows that I've been in are like gallery based, you know, and like strangers that just support the gallery will walk in not knowing who you are, but they'll go in because they know the owner or whatever. Like, you know, do you want to expand to those people, or do you want to vend? Like I know some artists that vend literally outside their house. Like, you know, there's so many different categories, and I think that was why I was being picky too. I was testing out what kind of category I want my brand to be at when I do vend or do pop out and have my piece somewhere. But I think just spending more time on our products before we like release them was a big eye opener this year. Like I was so quick to put it out and then regret that I didn't have a tag here, I didn't have the proper packaging, and so that's what I've been like focusing on this time. So I mean,
Yeah, it's
But
not really advice to you. It's like what I'm trying to do. So you could learn from
so
it.
take that. Yeah, I can definitely. But I think like you were focused on both like art and clothing. So maybe that was why you weren't putting 100%, 110% into clothing. But I feel like now you're, more focused on clothing.
Yeah, clothing has always just been a passion of mine. And I think
Yeah,
I want to get like a good solid collection out and maybe like a fashion show. I want to do like a runway type thing.
That would be
But the
really
art
dope.
will always be there. I think, that was my first love. Well, same with you. I always grew up with like art.
Yeah.
So.
I remember your interview with the Ghetto Flower. You were saying, you want to make clothing that you like to wear.
Yeah.
Like I always think about that when I see your like clothes, like, you're making your style that you will be wearing.
Yeah. That's all I'm wearing these days.
So yeah, literally I feel like everything. All you need to make some shoes. And then your whole outfit can literally be.
Yeah. I need the Margiela collab because those kind of look like pig feet already. So
yeah. Oh my God. That'd be dope.
Fire. Yeah. But can you tell the people where they can find you? I know it's No Bad Fruit, but you also have a personal Instagram.
So yeah. I mean, I guess you can follow my regular. It's _Mel Gutierrez _. But follow me at NOBADFRUIT on Instagram. We're only on Instagram. I do all of my online orders through, direct message. I know people are like,
you don't have a website?
Get a website, but I'm like, I don't need one right now. So I think definitely like maybe next year or 2 years from now, I'll get one. But Instagram at NOBADFRUIT. And then for commissions, which they are closed right now, you can find me at Art by That Girl Mel. That's where my commissions page is. My commission pages. And you can kind of see like some of the work. It's public, so you can see some of the work. I don't have everything on there because I need to find photos of everything.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of like low-key using it as like a portfolio. So I put everything on there. But I do, when I open it up once in a while, you can get a commission piece or something.
Nice. And if you want to get these bandanas, they'll be at Renegade.
Go to Renegade. Yeah. September 9th and September 10th.
Fire. Wicker Park. Thank you.
Yeah. I'll let you know my booth number if you follow me.
All right. Thank you so much, Melissa.
Thank you. I had so much fun.
Follow me at Pause Prince, pauseprince.com, YouTube, Twitter, X. It's X now. I don't know if you have a Twitter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't. I'm not even on
What's
that.
the new one, though? What's the Instagram one? Threads.
Are you on that?
No, I don't have a Pause Prince Threads.
I felt like FOMO at first. I'm like, well, who am I? Like, I don't need that.
Know. It's not all that.
I just get salty when they like post it on their story and it looks kind of cool, and I'm like, I don't need that. What the heck? Oh.